What is going on, YouTube? Dr. Railway here, and I know this been quite an excruciating amount of time since I made a video, and I wanted to give you guys a little insight about why I made the channel originally, and then why I want to start doing videos now. So the whole goal when I was first doing these videos was really just to the benefit of my alliance members. And I started playing before I even did Rise of Kingdoms. I was playing this other phone game called Dragon Tamers. That doesn't even matter. Not that much, at least. Now I'm doing uh, obviously Rise of Kingdoms videos. And maybe, I get way more views doing Dragon Tamer, mainly because it was a new game at the time. Like, I kind of don't want to mess with it now. But this video is actually about, in a account review. I would like the last video I was watching. I actually watched the last video I put out. I was, 28 million power. Now I'm 57 million power. So it's a lot different in how I'm operating things now. And I think that it might be beneficial to, get a good look at my account to see some of the things that I'm doing. And the reason why I hope you guys can't hear that car outside. It seems like every time I try to record something goes wrong. Oh my god. Anyway, so the whole thing I want to try to do is, like, I'm about to be going into the end game here pretty soon. We're about to do KVK season 3. Right after season 3, you go to the season of Conquest. So I think this is a pretty good time to, start doing, the YouTube again. That's what I call it, the YouTube. And before, like, the reason why I mainly stopped was it just got too much, having my daughter was born, having to deal with that, and then I got burnt out being a kingdom leader, and we tried to do a restart. That didn't work. It was just bad for a while. It was tough. It was like I just kept losing in the game. Couldn't do exactly what I wanted. So now, since I'm just a normal, alliance member, stuff like that, and then I'm not even relatively high power, comparatively to the rest of the kingdom. I'm not terrible, but I'm not a heavy hitter per se. Let's see here. Go to the individual ranks. I'm number 146. So there you go. Okay. So let's get into the account a little bit. So first I'm gonna move my. I know I give you raw and uncut footage. Like, I was over here to get those damn camps, and now I'm not even gonna be able to TP because she's coming this way. Oh, she's almost there. Never mind. Okay. So let's start with the VIP level. So I am, I used to spend quite a bit of money. I used to be considered maybe a medium high spender. Now I'm probably more like a medium spender. And 328 days, so a little bit short of a year, and I'm pretty much at VIP 15. I mean, pretty much, right? I'll probably get that in the next 2 or 3 days. Okay. So that basically means that I'm getting, the legendary 3 legendary sculptures, and then once I hit VIP 15, I'll have a little bit more research speed, building speed. Doesn't even matter at this point. Now, I like the gathering speed. March speed is great. Healing speed is great. Training speed is top tier. All right. So that's where I'm at. I think it's pretty much the same. Yeah, because I only care about the legendary commander sculptures and kind of the gold key, kind of. The XP is fine. Okay. So that's where I'm at. I think for most free to plays, they might, I don't know, depending on the alliance, I think VIP 10 to 11 would be pretty reasonable. I would say maybe 9. It depends on the alliance a lot. It really does depend on the alliance a lot, and how much your kingdom is spending, right? So that's the VIP. Let's go over my commanders. I think that would be what most people are, most interested in. And I do have a strategy going into the season of Conquest, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But what I have currently I got my Richard, and my Richard was pretty much done almost exclusively through boxes, the daily special. Now, I can go to, I think, here and it'll show you. I think I maybe put like, yeah, I put like 4 sculptures because I didn't want to go over when I bought the boxes. So I put like 4 sculptures, but everything else it was straight, a little bit of wheel and mainly boxes. Like I spent his wheels and did the box after that. Okay, so I got Richard Expertise, Alex, and I think for Alex I spent all 3 wheels to 100, and then I did the rest pretty much in Universal Sculptures. So I wanted him ready for KVK2. Okay, and in hindsight, I should have eventually worked on him through boxes as well. I mean, there's really no real reason to expertise him as early as I did because it didn't even really make a difference in the grand scheme of things. But live and learn. Fair enough. Esong Ye was kind of the same situation. Just I expertised them for KBK1, and I think I only did 1 wheel. Yeah, I only did like 1 wheel, maybe 1.5 wheels, and the rest was universals. At the time, that wasn't really a mistake. It was just my kingdom needed that expertise Esong, and I did get tons of value from the Esong. But in hindsight, I would have probably waited too, because in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. All right, I'm a spender. I got the Minamoto. Obviously, everybody gets the Ethelflad. My Martell, I did do a few boxes just to get 5/5, 1/1, and just been working on him through the gold keys. Now, this is the only thing where I really will say I goofed up on. At the time, I was spending so much money, and I didn't really have anything to spend my money on. Like, I was pretty much doing every single event. Like, besides Esmeralda, I was doing Hunt for History. I was doing the Egg event. And when the wheel came around, it's like, okay, I wanted to spin the wheel. And, I don't feel too bad because I'm pretty sure he's going to get a museum buff at some point. And maybe I'm hoping they restore him to some type of form of glory, right? Where I feel like he can be effective because Southside was okay in the Season of Conquest. Minamoto was okay in the Season of Conquest. Mamed is okay in the Season of Conquest. So I feel like there's some options there. So those are pretty much my commanders. The pairs that I'm usually running, if I'm running a single pair, I like the Alex Esong. Sometimes I like to run the Alex Richard and then Martell Esong just so I can get more infantry marches. I think I'm doing I'll do Khan Mena, but it gets wrecked, so it's kind of not even good. Sometimes I like to run Richard Ethel, and I'll run Alex Esong like that, and just leave Martell out of it because obviously my Ethel is expertise, my Martell isn't. So that's kind of like the account, and as far as the commanders, and then I want to give you a fairly good look at my equipment as well. So this is probably the best set that I have, and I felt like my whole thing with the equipment was get my equipment to a state where it's strong enough with good stats, but I'm not trying to get legendaries to get 2 stat points or something like that. So for example, there is instead of this I could use the set infantry boots, but it gives me 7.5% stats. If I don't get the special talent, it's the same amount of stats. I get us a set piece, but still the same amount of stats. So I'm not going to waste my time right now trying to maximize my accounting that type of way because if I'm trying to get to 5 marches, which is ultimately the goal, or at least at this point three good ones. I don't have time to invest in that type of way right now. So I think this is pretty much I've decided when I was kind of doing my math. It's this is a really good stopping point. 38% infantry defense, 21% health. I mean, come on, it's solid. Yeah, and I think that's a pretty good stopping point for most people. And then I do have another infantry set that I'm working on to pretty much make it look identical. I mean that's what the ultimate goal is going to be, is to make it pretty much look like this. And then because I'm going to ultimately have 2 infantry, 2 cavalry, and 1 archer. That's the configuration that I, at least right now, is looking to do into the season of Conquest. Okay, so then we got my one of my best cav set. You know, I debated on what pieces I wanted. I actually decided I'm just going to keep this helmet, at least initially, because I felt like the other helmet, I think you get 11% of stats. This is 8, so I'm getting 3% defense. It's just like, you know, for a blue, I really can't argue with the amount of stats that it's giving me. So I feel like it's more important to just work on something else for right now, you know. But I think this is an excellent stopping point, very good stopping point, because I'm getting 35.5% defense and 28.5% health. I just can't, like, again, with the infantry set, I really just can't argue with this. I think this is a fairly good stopping point as well. I would like to craft what is it, the Hellish Wasteland chest. I think I would be willing to do that, but because swapping the health for the defense is definitely swapping the defense for health rather is definitely legitimate. But I felt like, you know, even the 10.5% of the defense is fine. I think this is even a good stopping point. You know, work on something else. Okay, so that's what I'm doing. I think my at this point my South Sound has, because yeah, I think my South Sound has the better of the second calf, and this is just something like I'm working towards, like working on getting this to look, you know, more like this. Right, with my second calf, that's my second infantry, and then I have all of my archer gear because I'm using her for canyon. I got all my archer gear here, and I mean, like, this is already good on its own. I really don't think I have all that much to change. Um, I'm not really sold on the set piece for the chest for the revival set, just because, you know, it's giving me attack, and I really want the health. Like, really want the health. So I felt like it's always that one blue piece that's like actually worth keeping in every set, and I think that I'm keeping it. You know, 8%. I can't really argue. Once I put this on a Archer Commander, you know, 8%. And then if anything, I might get rid of this and try to get a legendary piece here. Get a legendary piece for the gloves. I'm thinking I wrote it down. I don't really think that there's like a super good clear option for me, but let me double check. Yeah, I mean it's 7.5%. You know, because eventually I'm gonna get this piece, and then I'm going to get this piece, those 2 pieces, the set piece for the chest and the gloves for my it's almost done, for my archers. So those are the commanders and the gear. Okay, so then let's go over, I guess this is a great segue into what I was going to do next, which is just my tech. I'm giving probably more explanation than I need to. Just speed this up so you don't have to watch me sit here for like 17 seconds. Okay, so I've already unlocked T5, which means I've finished a full economic tree, but pretty much finished everything now, and I've unlocked the Royal Guard, the infantry, and the T5 cavalry. Now I just need to unlock the archers, and I'm working on that obviously right now. All right, and the whole process is like I was using infantry mainly. Thought I was gonna be an infantry main, but then I started liking a lot of the other commanders as well, and I felt like it was really relevant for, you know, for my equipment, it's easier to split it up because obviously you're going to get other types of equipment. And a lot of the commanders do it. I think sometimes it is good to have a good blend and take the best of what each troop type has to offer. So pretty much I'm just working on getting this done. I actually do in fact have enough speed ups to literally unlock the Royal Crossbowmen, the T5 archers as well. I'm just not doing it right now. I don't speed anything up unless I'm rewarded by doing so. So they do have a Zenith of Power going on now. I'm not going to win it. I don't really feel like it's a good investment to use all my speed ups in it. But I probably will just speed up some research and get to 1,000 points. Because you need something like insane to get into the top 10. You need 10 million points, which maybe I could get close, but I feel like I would, because there's still 2 days left, no way. So that's what I'm working on with my tech. My troops aren't looking, I don't think, too bad. I'm mainly just going to send these T5 infantry to die. I did, make a list of how many infantry, cavalry, and archers I think I need to get to in the season of Conquest. So I'm going to slowly work towards that number of, T5, T5 troops for each troop type, and then T4. I'm going to need way less archers than I will need cavalry infantry because I'm only running one archer march. But this is what I got. I got 370k T5 basically infantry. Really haven't started on the cavalry. What I'm going to do is just speed up all of these T2 and turn them into T5 because I really don't want to touch any of this cavalry right now because I'm really just going to be sending the T5 units to die in rallies and garrisons. I'm not going to be using them to fight in the field. So I'm going to need pretty much all of these T4 cavalry for the field. Same thing with the archers, and same thing for the infantry as well. Now I could theoretically turn a little bit of these into T5 archers, but I still got tons of T2 that I just literally just upgrade, because the reason why I train T2 like this is because I'm trying to do certain training events without necessarily speeding any of my troops up. So that's the thought process with that. And then when there's like a mightiest governor I want, or an event, I'll train some of those T2 into T5. And if I really need them, I'll try to do an event where I can get the biggest bang for my buck with that. Right, so that's my troops. I try to play every day. I still do at least signing every day. I definitely do the dailies. I try to reduce my AP. I don't send out gatherers as much. Some days I send out gatherers, some days I don't. I always try to at least send something to the pit to get the gold. When I can think about it, I'll send gatherers out. But I stopped caring all that much, to be honest, just to give you a little bit more of an idea. I haven't lost a crazy amount of troops, mainly because I had a baby, when my wife had the baby, and I wasn't able to fight like I thought I would in this KVK2. Unfortunately, when I thought I'd be able to fight, we got whoops in the zone, and I didn't really get a chance to make it up from the previous pass. So I haven't lost all too much troops, and I'm okay with that, because I feel like the more important thing to do when you don't have yourself established is to make sure that you're getting your account to a place that makes you way more viable. Because I see so many people, their account isn't even nearly as good as mine, but they got all these crazy amounts of kill points comparatively to mine, and they don't even have T5 unlocked. Doesn't even have let alone T5 like the tech, the military tech to make it so they get better trades and stuff. So I feel like getting your account to a good state is most of the time better than necessarily participating to the max. But you should be participating, because obviously I'm contributing towards matchmaking, and I have to play my part as well. And I try to do the best I can without necessarily wrecking my account. Okay, so then I want to talk about a little bit about what I plan to do as far as season of conquest with my commanders and stuff. I'll go to my god DACA account, my farm, because this one is in the season of conquest. Man, I got a frozen lemonade. It's good. Yeah, buddy. All right, here we go. So I'm not gonna lie, I thought so hard about these choices, and I knew, okay, I don't know what just happened. No, I don't care. I haven't I haven't really even been on my farm. Wait, it's TPing me somewhere. I have no clue what's going on. What's all of this? What's this? I don't know what this is. This is something at Denny's. I don't know what this is. Let's go to commanders. I have to look at this stuff now. I'm like curious. This is too much. Okay, so me being an infantry main that I am, like Guan Yu just seemed like to be the obvious choice. Monster in the field, has, tons of AoE damage, good utility off of the silence, some march speed, some healing factor when you leave in battle. That happens a lot. Happens actually quite a bit in the open field at attack retreat, cat and mouse game. I'm okay with the attack. That's not really an issue because I'm stacking so much defense and health on my infantry, so I think it balances out pretty well. Obviously, more damage. And then I kind of don't really care about the expertise as much. The configuration that I'm going for is a 5-1-5-5, and I think that that's a good stopping point for most people. Maybe at some point I hit the expertise, but I'm not really sold on it all that much. Like whenever you gain a shield, you get skill damage. So it's like, okay, how viable is that? Like, will it increase your damage? And then when you leave a structure, you know, you get 100% march speed. Does that mean if you leave a node, you get that? I'm not really sure about that. I honestly don't know. Maybe I should. That would kind of be cool. But I don't really micromanage my marches if I'm having 3 or 4 marches. So I question that part to it. But then when I thought about it, I'm just like, well, Leonidas, he gives you a shield when you're under 50. If I'm under 50, I'm running away. I'm not trying to do no damage. Right? So then the other obvious choice that I would have would be the Alex. Right? And he puts up the shield after your, active skill happens. So you're not gonna, see that benefit of the skill damage. Maybe Alexander's damage factor will, but that's not exactly what you're really looking for. You really wanted to augment Guan Yu's damage because he's the one that's doing the skill damage. So that's why I feel like I'm not really sold on the expertise all that much. I really question, how much will this actually benefit you per se? Now, one thing I will say is like if you do have I think it's called the Sokola's Lucky Coin or whatever, that might actually be pretty reasonable in conjunction with a Leonidas or Alex. I feel like that gives you more opportunities to make that viable. But look how much I'm like going into it, right? You need a whole accessory, and it's just like 5-1-5-5. And I will have most likely 7 for sure, 8 maybe skill resets by that time. So I'm feeling pretty confident I can get to like mathematically. I feel okay with my chances of maybe doing like a 5-2-5-5, like spending an extra 75 sculptures just to make my life easier. I am highly considering a 5-2-5-5 because realistically, you want the 5-1-5-5, but you have like a 2% chance. Is more like an 8% chance, I believe, if you go for the 5-2-5-5, and if you do the 5-3-5-5, which is questionable because at that point, why don't you just expertise? it's even a better chance. So, I'll do what I got to get the skills max because it is what it is at the end of the day. I really want this last skill max. I just do, and I want this skill max as well. I'll do whatever I got to do short of expertise and to get it. And if I do, in fact, feel like I want to try the expertise because I'm getting desperate. Maybe I only have 2 skill resets, 1 skill reset left, and I have to just roll the dice, maybe go for the expertise. I'm okay with expertise in him, and I do have enough sculptures to do it and still get the other investments that I want. So that's the thought process with Guan Yu that I went through the whole thought process with Guan Yu. The pair, I'm gonna probably just do Guan Alex. I really, or I could do Guan Sun Tzu. I'm not trying to like first KVK really bring out a crazy amount of marches. I think Guan Alex, let that be the only infantry march. Let it just be done. It's a little squish. Actually, a lot squish, relatively speaking. It's a lot of attack, but my gear definitely balances it, tries to balance that out a little bit. So I'm okay with that. With that pair. And I mean, it's what I got. I think there's a lot other stuff I could be throwing out there that's not that would do way worse. Okay, and then the one of the guys that I'm really been looking at, I'm like, he changed up my investments because I'm like, oh my god, this Nevsky, all his skills are like insane, tons of damage. When you swarm a target, you do a defense, decrease, debuff, crap ton of stats, crazy amounts of march speed, crazy amount of health, attack. I think he has defense on the next one, bonus damage. When you take less damage or surrounding targets, you do more damage. You got this crazy skill damage bonus, chance to do more skill damage, and then with the expertise, you can even get more normal attack damage, and then you got a chance to get 30% health on your attack. When you get swarmed, this gets actually kind of nuts to me. So what I'm actually going for in the beginning, I'm going to spin his wheel, do what I can, and I'm just going to put in enough sculptures to give him the 5-5-5-1. And then when his wheels come, when the cavalry wheels come around, I'll go ahead and put sculptures into him through the wheel, right? So eventually I will be getting that sweet expertise on Alexander Nevsky. And it is really just like he's the latest gen, a cav commander. The cavalry usually start off the next generation. So I mean, he's just flat out better than a lot of commanders right now because he's a new generation commander. Now, who knows? By the time I make to the season of Conquest, there's probably going to be the new gen infantry commanders, and maybe I don't do Guan Yu at all because some next gen, infantry commanders like nuts, they come out with. So I mean, it's quite possible. There's been a lot of speculation on that already, and I hope some of those, descriptions aren't true. Because I'm just like, oh my god, that's just like nuts. So Alexander Nevsky, I probably plan on pairing him with Minamoto. I think he's fine with the relic. I will relic Minamoto pretty early on. Okay, and then another guy is at the same time when I spin that Nevsky wheel, I'm gonna get enough. I'm gonna switch and then just like, with the guaranteed sculptures, just unlock William. I'm just gonna straight up take him to 5-5-5-1, and then I won't never have to like do anything with him again. 5-5-5-1 is fine. I don't really care about the expertise. And then I know I don't have Saladin on my other account yet, but I will be able to get Saladin, by the time the season of Conquest and we get into the fight. He'd probably be at least like 5-5-1-1 through boxes. And maybe I'll put in a few more sculptures in him. Maybe not. I'm less likely to put sculptures into him if I have to expertise Guan Yu, but if I don't, or if it's a new commander that I don't have to expertise either, new infantry commander, then I'll probably just do, put in the sculptures I need to get him 5-5-5-1, get him going. So then I got the Saladin, With the William, I got the Nevsky with the Minamoto. That's all I need for calves. I only need 2 calves, and I think that these aren't the best calf marches, but I mean, I don't know. That Nevsky's just nuts. Nevsky Minamoto, Will Wreck, Solid and William. I mean, Nevsky William is better, but I mean, Solid and William is still good battle tested march. And I also think that the Nevsky Minamoto, that skill damage is just not going to be okay. It's going to delete people. So then I got the Guan Alex. And then here's the only, like, really cracking my plan is, when I was trying to figure out the Archer Commander, because, I have the YSG, right, expertise. So I'm really trying to figure out, like, okay, what are my options? And I felt kind of torn. I had the Ramses, and Ramses is a pretty old school traditional choice, I guess. But there's other commanders, so I'm looking for somebody that has some defense. He has attack, okay, fine. And he has this thing where, when he's attacked, he can get more attacks, march speed. He has a skill damage taken reduction, which I think is very good, especially if you're not getting focus and it's just AoE. It makes a huge difference. And then, like, when you're attacking troops, you have a chance to get some defense and handling factor. So I don't think it's a bad combination per se, but I would probably only be looking for the 5-5, 5-1. So I won't really probably have this defense. I probably won't have, but 20% is still okay. And 200 healing is probably still okay. I think he's still fine at 5-5-5-1. I don't think that's the issue, but he does get better, obviously, with the expertise. So that's an option that I thought about, but I'm just like, I just kind of kept looking. Cyrus, I feel like you really want to take advantage of the additional damage taken increase. Isong doesn't have any of that, but he does have a lot of skill damage. And he has this thing where he can reduce the skill damage of a target, reduce their skill damage. I like that. He has some reactive AoE damage. So I felt like, and he has the march speed, which Esong needs, but he just doesn't have any defense. So then I felt like, 5-5, 5-1. I'm like, it's not terrible, just like the Ramses is, but it's not exactly what I'm looking for. And then I was looking at Gilgamesh, and then it's just like, because the thing is, I'm looking more at the wheel commanders because the other commanders are MGE, and I highly doubt I'm going to be able to win any MGEs when we first get in there, especially if it's all these whales, this, that. No, they're not letting me as a medium spender probably get in there unless I'm doing heavy contributions, which thus far I haven't really been able to do. So I like definitely I like the debuff. I do like the health for sure. The archer damage when they're below 50. So if I'm like focusing people, that's very good. Yeah, this is the attack increase. Every 6 seconds. So I feel like this guy is okay, pretty good in the field. This commander takes blood. It's a blood craven. I feel like this guy, because I would only be able to get him 5-5-5-1. I feel like this is okay to start, but he doesn't have any march speed. He doesn't have any AoE, but the debuff is like quite good. And then I'm just like, well, another choice is maybe I could just try to get an unlock on Nebuchadnezzar, and I could get like 5-5. Like, I know it's gonna be hard because I really want this fourth skill, like 5-5 something something, like 5-5, whether it's 2-2 or like 5-5, whatever sculptures I got left, and just try to unlock them. And I think even at the 5-5-1-1, I get the defense, which I want. I get the march speed. I'll get obviously the AoE damage factor, which is really good, and then I'll get a little bit of damage, a little bit of rage reduction, and I figure that's a um, pretty good spot. And it gives me AOE, and I don't think Naboo is exactly the most priority target to hit in the open field. I mean, he's not that tanky, but I think there's other marches that you could be hitting, and I think with the AOE that's like I'm just gonna do so much damage if they don't focus me. I think that is worth it. So I'm really was kind of sold on the Naboo E-Song more so than some of these other marches. So then I got an Archer march that's really doing just as much AOE as possible. I got the Nevsky meta, like taking down targets at the individual level. I got the Saladin William that's does a fair bit of damage, but also has a lot of support. And then I got the Alex Guan Yu, which is like good AOE damage, the silence, and then also the shielding. And you make them take more damage with the expertise from Alex. I think those are all, four very strong marches that I could throw out there, and that's my goal going into the season of Conquest. And I'm gonna have right now I have about 1,030 sculptures. So a lot of this I can actually make happen like pretty fast. And then by that time I get there, I might have more like 12 or 1,300, depending on when they queue up, whether they skip some queues for the season of Conquest, KVK or not. But it quite literally could be, a little bit of time, because if they, are really smart about letting us get as much time to power up, since we're just hitting the season of Conquest. So, like, I could have, 1,400, 1,500 sculptures by the time we actually get to a point where I need to fight, and I think that would be more than enough sculptures to get some marches at least rolling. Maybe not expertise, but at least get them rolling, and then over time get the expertises that I need. So that's my account review. It's very thorough. If you watch it all the way to the end, you're a beautiful governor. Have a wonderful day, and see you in the next video.